I didn't think it was possible, but Tony Khan screwed up MJF. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the big mistake that Tony Khan has made with MJF, because fans have been waiting, or had been waiting for months now to see MJF's return. I know I have, because I've been writing about pro wrestling for the last 10 years for some of the biggest wrestling news sites out there, and I've been documenting MJF's journey throughout his AEW career, coming in 2019 as an inaugural member of that roster, being aligned with Cody Rhodes, costing Cody Rhodes the chance to ever challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight title by throwing in the towel when Cody Rhodes went up against Chris Jericho, and seemingly transforming his career since then, right? He has risen up the ranks as not only one of the biggest stars in AEW, if not the biggest star that AEW has to offer, but in the entire pro wrestling landscape. He is a lovable yet hateable personality. He is the ultimate definition of a tweener, where for years and years and years he was a hated villain. People legitimately did not like him. He did everything in his power to be disliked, only to be turned into one of the biggest baby faces that AEW has to offer. Now, 2023 was the breakout year for MJF. He had a lengthy World Heavyweight title reign. But all good things must come to an end. But before they did, what AEW did with MJF was actually quite brilliant, where they paired him with Adam Cole, an unlikely duo, and seemingly turned MJF into a natural babyface while not really changing his booking that much. And so we got cheated at the MJF Adam Cole ending, because Adam Cole suffered a really bad injury that resulted in him going and getting surgery. So they were the ROH Tag Team Champions while MJF was the World Heavyweight Champion. Adam Cole was sidelined. MJF, he had a bunch of nagging injuries heading into December of 2023 in his World Heavyweight title defense against Samoa Joe at World's End. He dropped the championship to Samoa Joe, at World's End. He was laid out by the Devil and his henchmen, which turned out to be Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom, and he went on hiatus. And there was mixed reports there for a while. Would MJF be out for close to a year due to him needing, surgery, or would he just rehab on his own? And in addition to what was his contract status, there has been reports that he had signed with AEW. There had been reports that, what is going on with him? Everyone's keeping quiet. He keeps everything close to the vest. He ended up returning at Double or Nothing, kicking Adam Cole in the nuts, and announcing that he had bet on himself, got a legit tattoo of AEW on the back of his leg, and was back. Now, that leads us to today's video, because ever since MJF has returned to All Elite Wrestling Television, Tony Khan continuously is screwing things up with MJF, in my opinion. Okay? Now, I titled this as Big Mistake, but it could easily been multiple mistakes. Let's break it down. MJF returns at Double or Nothing. They shoot 2 angles in one night. They have the payoff between MJF and Adam Cole, where he lays out Adam Cole, and they just wrap up that storyline. That storyline's done after multiple months. Then MJF cuts a long promo segment on Double or Nothing. You already have their money. And I said this at the time. All you had to do was MJF get the mic and say, "I'll see you Wednesday night on Dynamite." And then you just drop the bomb, right? You set up his appearance for that Double or Nothing. You get the momentum coming out of Double or Nothing, the big return of MJF, your biggest star, and he's going to be on Dynamite, and he's going to speak. What is this man going to speak? Well, you didn't do that, so there was another blown opportunity. Then you have MJF off television for a week. Then you have his big in-ring return match. What do? You put it on Dynamite. Why? You could have sold pay-per-view buys for Forbidden Door, or if you wanted to save it for All In August, you could have done that. No. What do? They put it on Dynamite. Does it help the show? Yeah, it does. But you missed out on making money, right? Let's fast forward. Who do you put him in the ring with? You put him in the ring with Rush. Okay, fine. He's a guy that's going to put on a good match with MJF. He's a guy that is going to be able to get beat by MJF. What happens? MJF goes over. Okay, great. Now, post-match, this is where the other mistake comes in. The Young Bucks announce MJF's next opponent. It's going to be on a pay-per-view. It's going to be Forbidden Door, the third annual pay-per-view event between AEW and New Japan that is one of AEW's least interested shows among its fan base based off of ratings leading up to the show and coming out of the show and the pay-per-view buys in it. Who is he going to face? A guy from CMLL. Right? What? Hechicero is his opponent at Forbidden Door. Hechicero, a guy that, yeah, he made a few appearances on AEW television. Yes, he is one of CMLL's biggest stars. But this is coming from a guy. I watch United States-based programming. I will occasionally watch New Japan if there is a star that I am familiar with, that I like, that I know is going to be a great match. I don't care about CMLL. I don't care about AAA. New Japan has the least amount of interest it has had in quite some time. So you were taking your biggest star, and at every single turn, you have downplayed his stardom. Is MJF versus a CMLL guy really going to matter on this card? No. Now, let's turn on the flip side. I can see it already. Well, it's a guy that MJF can beat. Yes, he'll win. But does it matter? Does the win actually matter? Or is it just another stat in a column? We already know MJF's a big star. So why are we not using him as a big star? Put him in a program with a notable guy. Put him in a program with an up-and-coming guy or a main event guy. Do something that actually draws money, right? We heard this from CM Punk in his Ariel Helwani interview about he was in the drawing money business while he thought Tony Khan was just booking matches that he thinks would be good. And I'm starting to believe that CM Punk was true. He was telling the truth. And that is something that I think you have to look at, you have to analyze, and you have to figure out, if you're Tony Khan, what are we doing? What are we doing?